Hi everyone, it's Lindey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to answer a very popular question that I have been getting lately, and that is, should I brand my eBay store? A lot of my viewers are people that have eBay stores and have had eBay stores for a really long time, but I also have some viewers that are simply in the learning stage, wanting to get ready to start their eBay store possibly this next year. And I've noticed that a question I've been getting a whole lot more lately is, do I need to develop a brand for my store? Questions like, what should I name my store? Should I have more than one store for every niche that I'm selling in? And so I realized that because of all of these questions, I figured it would be a really good topic to talk about, because that is a question that I do get a lot. You know, does the name of your store matter? Should you have a brand logo that goes with your store? What exactly do you need to do if you want to open an eBay store when it comes to marketing and logos? So I guess the main meaty part of this question is a simple yes or no. Do you need to brand your store in a particular way in order to sell on eBay? So the simple answer to that is no. You absolutely do not have to get super fancy and come up with an entire brand concept for your eBay store. It's perfectly acceptable for you to just open an eBay account, name it whatever you want, and start putting items on the site. You don't have to go so far as to branding and developing an entire storefront to simply get started on eBay. However, if you're looking to develop a legitimate online business where you have a resource to drive traffic to your store to increase your sales, and you want to get to the point where you're advertising your business or expecting repeat customers, when you start thinking that way, then yes, you should have a branded eBay store. I really think a lot of people underestimate the power of repeat customers. So there is this idea that you put an item up on eBay, the right person buys it, and then you never see them again. But I really do believe in the power of repeat business, and it's really hard to gain and maintain those repeat buyers if you don't have a brand. The reason for that is you have to give the buyer a reason to want to come and shop again. Like if you have a certain sort of clothing eBay store, if you're trying to attract that one kind of trendy person to come and shop your store again, you want them to be enticed to come back to shop new pieces every week or every month. One of the best ways to bring in repeat buyers and drive traffic to your eBay store with your brand is to have your brand on a Facebook page or have an Instagram account. On a Facebook page or an Instagram account, you can very easily advertise new merchandise that's getting put in your store. You can drive traffic when you're having sales or promotions. It's the best way for you to keep in touch with your buyers and let them know what new merchandise is out and what promotions you're running. But now we're starting to get a little bit ahead of ourselves. Let's go back just a minute and talk about how you brand yourself. The entire idea of branding your eBay store sounds really overwhelming. It sounds like there's a lot of stuff to do, but really the key things that you need to think about when you are creating your eBay store brand is a theme and a name. The theme is basically the overall image that you're wanting to portray in your store. It could also be something as simple as a particular niche that you're selling in. Maybe your niche is selling sunglasses. Maybe that's the kind of eBay store that you have where you're primarily selling sunglasses. So your theme should maybe be a little bit related to that topic, say maybe going to the beach or sunshine. So the entire theme of your eBay store would be something like a sunny day at the beach. And any logos or storefront banners that you develop would be related to that theme. And then of course, naming your store. A lot of people take the idea of naming their store way too seriously, in my opinion. It's not that the simple words of your store are going to make and break your business. It just needs to be short and memorable. It needs to be easy to spell and easy to remember. You don't want to have a store name that's too long. You don't want to spell anything super funky. You don't want to have a whole bunch of weird punctuation in there. You want it to be short, sweet, and memorable. Because the easier it is for people to remember, the more frequently they will remember to go back. But you really don't need to go over the top. All you really need is a store logo that's recognizable and a store name that's easy for people to remember. And I know that the entire idea of learning how to properly brand yourself, your store, coming up with things like design logos, and then going through the entire process of creating a logo design for yourself, all of that is super intimidating, especially if you're somebody like me and I don't really know a lot about software programs. I'm not really very good with technology, but for that very reason, Skillshare is sponsoring today's video. If you're not very familiar with Skillshare, let me tell you, it's an amazing resource for entrepreneurs. Skillshare is an online learning community that has over 25,000 classes in areas like business, design, and many others. It's also really affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, and a premium membership gives you unlimited access so that you can join all of the communities and classes that are right for you. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, all of my viewers get not 1, but 2 months for a free trial. So if you use my link down in the video description below, you will get a 2-month free trial to try out Skillshare yourself and see how many awesome things you can learn. Now, branding your eBay store is a very personal thing. Your eBay store brand should be a reflection of the vision that you have for your business. And because of that, you cannot rely on other people to tell you what you should brand your store as. But also understand that you don't need to have your brand completely figured out before you even start selling on eBay. As a matter of fact, it would be wise for you to let your sales help you determine what your actual brand is. For instance, if you haven't quite settled on a niche that you want to sell in, maybe if you're selling multiple different categories, you should let the most popular items in your eBay store dictate exactly what your brand should be. If you sell a lot of things like women's accessories, like maybe necklaces, earrings, sunglasses, socks, things like that, if you start noticing that your sunglasses are selling more than anything else, maybe that should be the main focus of your store. If more than half of the accessories that you're selling happen to be sunglasses, maybe you should have a cutesy little sunglasses logo. That right there tells you that sunglasses are a highly desirable item in your store. Therefore, maybe you should brand around that. Because again, you want your brand to be appealing and memorable. And if you center your brand around the hottest items that sell in your store, you're going to attract more of those buyers. I would also advise you not to have a different eBay store for every single niche that you're selling in. That's another question that I get a lot is, do I need to have a separate eBay store for all of these different categories that I want to sell in? And I would highly advise against that. One of the most powerful aspects that you're going to have as an eBay seller is your sales relevancy and your feedback. And so the more items that you sell and the more feedback you get, the more you're showing eBay that you are a seller that sells not only a lot of merchandise, but you have positive feedback to reflect happy buyers. And if you try to spread out your merchandise too thin across too many eBay stores, it's going to be really difficult to build up that kind of data in every single store. It's going to take a lot longer to do that. Whereas if you put everything into one eBay store with one eBay user ID, then all of those sales are going to have a direct reflect on that eBay account, which means you will build up faster feedback and faster sales relevancy that will give you optimum search ranking later in eBay. That's also what the eBay store categories are for. When you sign up with an eBay store, you actually have the ability to create your very own eBay store categories. So that allows you to create whatever store categories you feel would benefit your store the best. So if you're selling in wildly different niches, you can separate those by category and give your buyers the ability to search in categories within your store. So you might feel that your eBay store is a hodgepodge of a whole bunch of different categories, but in reality, your buyers can separate the items based on category alone. And because you have the ability to create store categories, I would really suggest that you just have one eBay account that you put everything into. That way you can develop your seller history a lot faster, in turn creating a larger database of buyers quicker. Now, if you're wanting to develop a store brand for yourself, but you're not wanting to go in and create Instagram accounts or Facebook pages for advertising, the next best thing that you can do is create some sort of a flyer or business card to put into every single one of your orders that will drive traffic back to your eBay store at a later time. And this is where you definitely need a store logo and a theme, because you're going to develop a business card or a flyer around that, letting the buyer know that you list new items every week, let them know what kind of items you list, and ask them to come back and shop at a later time. You can even go so far as to incentivize them to come back and shop again by maybe giving them a specific code to put into the terms of a best offer. Because right now there are codeless coupons in eBay, but I'm honestly not exactly sure how to use them. I've never successfully been able to do that. That might be something that I try to learn a little bit more about in 2020, but for now I don't really bother with that. But what I will do occasionally is I will give potential repeat buyers a special phrase or a special series of letters and numbers to put in the offer terms when they send me a best offer. And if they send a best offer and put that code in there, then I know that I gave them a code to use and I'm supposed to be accepting that offer to give them a discount for repeat business. But there really are so many opportunities to create repeat business and return buyers, but it all really develops around having a brand. Because a brand is what tells the buyers what your eBay store is all about. And if they have any interest in that kind of items, they will come back and shop again. So, maybe make it a goal for yourself. Maybe make it a new business goal for 2020 to develop a eBay store brand, maybe learn a little bit more about graphic design. Don't forget, I do have the link down in the video description for 2 free months of Skillshare. You can use that time to go through and learn about graphic design, learn about proper branding, learn about how to make eye-popping logos. All of those kind of classes are on Skillshare, and you can use the site free for 2 months when you use my link down below. So please do take advantage of that, because it's a really awesome opportunity for you to learn and to grow your business and to excel in 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and videos like it, please give it a thumbs up. That way I know. Don't forget to check the video description. I will put a whole bunch of useful information in there, as well as the link to sign up for 2 free months of Skillshare. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And I'll see you guys with my next video. Bye-bye.